episode of Off the Script, number 164, part number 2, for your Saturday, April 8th, 2017! I got news! Jesus Christ, man. I don't know what this episode is going to turn into, but it might be reminiscent of Drama Alert instead of Off the Script. There's literally no wrestling news on this show. It's all rumored speculation and allegations, man. Seriously. JBL. Allegations against JBL and his bullying backstage is apparently worse than anybody has previously thought. Here's a fucking a swell idea for you. Get rid of the motherfucker. We're gonna talk about it right here on Off the Script. Ric Flair done with podcasting. Why and what did he say? Probably was drunk while doing it. We're gonna talk about it right here on Off the Script. Kofi Kingston injured. How long is he going to be out? Stone Cold Steve Austin no longer working with the WWE. Justin Roberts has his own allegations about JBL. He also goes off on, Kevin Dunn! Justin Roberts! Who the fuck is that guy? I know he ain't like wood. I know he hated wood. Justin Roberts goes off on Kevin Dunn, says there's no chance of him returning to WWE. Wow. Anytime there's Kevin Dunn news, you know it's a good episode of Off the Script, man. Also, Brock Lesnar's upcoming schedule for the Universal Championship and his title reign revealed. What is going to happen between now, Summerslam, and WrestleMania 34. We're going to talk about it and clearly give you the direct path that Brock Lesnar should take as the new Universal Champion. Also, Mauro Ranallo, is he done with the WWE? Massive speculation today on Twitter as he took WWE out of his Twitter bio and unfollowed several WWE talents today via Twitter. And finally, Vince Russo, bro, calls wrestling marks, the dirt sheets, and writers of WWE homosexuals, bro. Bro, listen to me. You take a look at Sami Zayn. He's an Uber driver, bro. Does he look like a world champion to you, bro? All these guys. I made the Austins and the Rocks and fuck these guys. Kevin Owens, he looks like a fat slob. Bro, you're a homosexual, bro. All this today, right here. On Off the Script. Bro, you're a homosexual, bro. Come on, bro.
JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. Big Show and Ryback, Strowman and Roman. Get off my fucking TV and save me the misery. And all you fucking goons, just grab a cold beer. The man of the hour is finally here. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script. JD from New York, 206. It's time for Off the Script.
What is going on, guys? JD from New York here. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel today, April 8th, 2017. I am, of course, JD, and this is the number one fucking podcast in your subscription boxes right here on YouTube.com. This is Off the Script, also available on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher Radio, Audio Boom, and Google Play Music if you guys prefer to listen to it via those platforms. I want to thank everybody for showing massive props and love to the first part of this weekend's podcast where I go over exactly how this superstar shakeup should go. A lot of you guys enjoyed my plan. A lot of you guys enjoyed my moves. We pretty much set up Raw and SmackDown the way that they should be for the remainder of 2017. If you guys missed that video, link will be in the annotation that you see right on the video screen in front of you, man. That top right corner of the screen, that little exclamation point, click that down. Not only will you see yesterday's Off the Script, but a bunch of other videos during WrestleMania 33 weekend. So if you missed it, make sure you guys check it out at some point today. I want to thank everybody for newly subscribing to the channel. Thank you for making me worth a subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. We are on our way to 77,000 subscribers. Hopefully we reach 80,000 before the start of the summer. That would be a goal of mine. And then we got 20,000 to go, man. I'm looking to hit 20,000, at least get somewhere close before Summerslam 2017 this August. Most definitely, I should, hopefully, if everything goes the way it should, by WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, I will be over 100,000 subscribers. That would be a great way to ring in the new WWE season. There are 4 great ways you guys can support this podcast. Obviously, number 1, by hitting that subscribe button and clicking the bell for all notifications when I upload a video. Number 2, patreon.com/JD from NY206. You guys are the reason why this podcast and this channel are so successful. And the Patreon and the support on the Patreon just goes to show you how much this show means to a lot of people, man. My mission statement is on there. Pretty much a little short bio of why I'm doing this and why I even started a YouTube channel. If you guys want to read that, it's very genuine, very heartfelt. And the Patreon, you guys get early access to Off the Script each and every weekend. Early access to Off the Script Extra when I actually do have time to do it. You guys got exclusive rights to my Patreon Discord server. So all that plus so much more coming. As little as $1 a month, you guys get all that. If you guys want early access for Off the Script before everybody else, a good 12 hours early before it goes live on YouTube. That's patreon.com/JD from NY206. And if you guys can afford more, obviously, it is always, always appreciated. Thank you to everybody that has pledged this month. We got 12 new patrons already to begin the month of April. Thank you, beasts, so much, man. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. The other way you guys can support the show is by buying a t-shirt, man. We got a new Charlotte t-shirt that is being fan-designed. I'm telling you right now, I have a good feeling about this one, man. And if you guys know my Charlotte in WWE impersonation, Bailey, you are the women's champion. I will be on JD's new t-shirt, and it will be beautiful. You know. So you guys can get crazy and, conjure up an imagination about what Charlotte is going to look like on this t-shirt. Should be fun, man. Should be fun. But that one's coming. I'm just throwing that little nugget out there. But if you guys want any of the other 9 t-shirts on the Barbershop Window shop, we are officially partnered with Barbershop Window and Pro Wrestling Tees. So that's barbershopwindow.com/off the script. I can't get over that, man. That's what she sounds like. That's what she sounds like. To me, anyway. Barbershopwindow.com/off the script. Everything's on there, man. The Roman Reigns t-shirt, which I've seen a lot of down in Orlando. I seen the new Hit List Get Off My TV t-shirt with Lucille. That was a great one. That's the newest design. Dana Brooke, Eva Marie, Big Show, which is still one of my favorites. Goon City still on there. So you guys got a lot to choose from on Barbershop Window, man. Barbershopwindow.com/off the script. $19.99. They ship worldwide. And don't forget about the biggest one, man. The bestseller. JD is Negan. So make sure you guys go and check that out. Barbershopwindow.com/off the script. Finally, guys, Audible. Audible is sponsoring this show and every show in the future, man. audibletrial.com/off the script. Make sure you guys go and check that out, man. Audible is offering everybody listening today 30 days free to try their service out. And as a thank you for trying it out, they're going to give you one free audiobook of your choice, man. And a lot of people are raving about this new AJ Lee book that came out on April 4th, man. I'm hearing a lot of good things about it. Crazy is my superpower. If you guys want to check it out for free, you guys can use my link, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Go through the sign-up process, and if you guys cancel within the 30 days, you get to keep your audiobook for free no matter what. If you guys don't want AJ Lee, over 180,000 different books to choose from. A lot of them are wrestling related, but if you guys don't want anything wrestling related, you guys got plenty selection to choose from, man. That's audibletrial.com/offthescript. Great fucking way to support the show and support this channel. So thank you to everybody that's shown love to Audible, and thank you to Audible for sponsoring Off the Script each and every weekend. One quick reminder before we get into the news, I do have the Internet Darlings from WrestleMania 33 weekend coming up this weekend, and I will be uploading the podcast that Joe and I did at WrestleCon 2017. It might be a little outdated being that we just got done with WrestleMania, but if you guys enjoy the sound of JD and Joe and how we work together and our thoughts about the wrestling business, it's a good listen, man. It's definitely worth an hour of your time. I'll be uploading that sometime this weekend as an extra, so make sure you guys keep an eye on that, and thank you all for everything that you do right here on Off the Script. Let's get into this news, man. Alberto Del Rio. This guy is an absolute fucking buffoon. I tell you, man. What a fucking shit show this is. Alberto Del Rio goes on a drunken rant, and he takes shots at Triple H, calling him a big-nosed pussy. Yes, he really did say these things via Periscope, and if I have the audio, I would gladly play it right here on Off the Script. Alberto Del Rio, a.k.a. Alberto El Patron, whatever you prefer to call him, he's always going to be Del Rio to me, recently went on Periscope Live and live streamed alongside Paige after a night on the town in New York City. He admits to being intoxicated and goes on a rant about numerous things, holding nothing back. Although he doesn't mention anybody by name, he takes some shots at his ex-boss, which we can all assume is Triple H, among many other things. Here are some of the highlights of this Periscope live stream, and I quote, "One of the bosses in WWE with a big fucking nose, who's a big fucking pussy. I'm being close to WWE headquarters in Stamford, where all the pussies live," he said. This is what Alberto El Patron said live via Periscope, if I could play the audio. Do I have it?
Filled with pussies.
Yeah, there we go.
That, when I used to work for that company, the company filled with pussies. Well, when I used to work there, I used to hate New York. But now
I hate New York too, bro.
I have a different feeling. I have a different set of mind. We love New York. We didn't, where are we? What was it? Times Square.
Times Square, guys, you ever see great comedy?
Yep, great comedy.
Great comedy.
Now some guy is heckling them about comedy tickets. Paige is trying to dodge in and out of the camera. If you guys seen this on Twitter, it's on his Twitter page. That's when you watch it yourself.
Shows tomorrow.
This is really sad. I'll give you my thoughts in a second.
Yeah, it's like,
But he just goes off.
Get the juices flowing.
Do we have free drinks? My juices
yeah,
are
his juices are flowing in more ways than one, bro. I'll tell you that.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. What was I saying before this dummy interrupted me? No, she's not coming back until I say she's a man.
oh my god.
Paige is not coming back to WWE until he says so.
No. Okay, this is just because I like you. I'm gonna tell you this. She's not coming back because she's pregnant. She's expecting a little Alberto, a little patron down there.
She doesn't look anything near pregnant.
Too much.
And he starts laughing.
Okay.
It's just bullshit. They're fucking.
I'm gonna be serious for a minute.
What's the story?
They want to be
What
serious.
are we trying to do? Am I buying another ring? You need to know this. Tijuana Cubs stole your ring, right, baby?
Yes.
Someone stole her ring. If you guys look at Paige in
So
this
now,
video, her
because-
eye is bloodshot. I don't know what that is.
Because I always do whatever I want, no, because she
There's
tells
a
me
big,
to.
looks like a big blood spot in her eye.
What? What? What?
Periscope happy. He's very obsessed with Periscope.
I am. What else?
Yeah, especially if you
What
get
am I
drunk and
doing,
you go
man?
on Periscope, you're gonna get in fucking trouble, bro.
Okay, amigos.
At least she's smart.
As you know, I'm the one
After
always
what
fighting in the street. I know you can see those cop cars. I promise you, I'm not gonna be arrested this time.
He sounds completely
You know,
trashed.
I'm close to the next town, Stanford. I could go. I could pay a visit to
No,
somebody.
you're not going anywhere.
Stanford is only 45 minutes away. That's where all
Nice.
the
We're not traveling 45 minutes.
well, that's where all the pussies live, right? I can go there and just knock on someone's door. Hey, big nose big nose with a small dick.
Baby, we're in school because it's cold in Times Square. I'm wearing a dress.
Okay, I'm sorry, guys.
The guy with
She's
the big nose
embarrassed
and a small dick.
because of I'm behaving wrong.
Yeah, he's raising his eyebrow. That's pretty much the premise of the whole thing. He was drunk on Periscope, and he just started fucking blurting drunken fucking bullshit out. Paige was in the video, which can't look good, being that she's a WWE employee, but this is her fucking personal life. She can do whatever she wants. You know, but it's not really a good business mentality if you're employed with said company to said Mr. Big Nose pussy with a small dick, right? And as he's saying these things to her boss, one of her bosses, she's in the fucking camera. She's in the frame of shot. I don't know what's going on here. This guy, it might be mutual. You know, at this point, she probably might not even fucking care. She might not even care. This might be her way to get out of the WWE. This might be her saying, listen, without actually saying it, I don't want to be employed by you people anymore. I want to go do what I want to do. I can find work somewhere else. I will be fine without you. You know, but the way I'm thinking about it, and I see the lay of the land in WWE, and I see this superstar shakeup coming up, and, you know, we're heading into the summer months, it's not like WWE doesn't have a place for her. Paige is probably an even bigger name now after everything that's happened. She got her neck surgery. She should be cleared to go within a couple of months, well before SummerSlam, to get back into the ring. Paige can really reap the benefits of coming back now and trying to achieve the success that she once had before all of this became a fucking downward spiral. And I'm being completely honest with you. I was a big Paige fan when she first debuted. And I still was until they turned her glam and until they tried to pretty her up. You know, she was labeled as the anti-diva, and then all of a sudden she's on Total Divas. Doesn't really make sense, man. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. And obviously now the story with Patron and the rumors of them getting married and having a little baby and, you know, the sex tape leak and all that shit. This might be Paige's way, without actually intentionally saying it, I want out. Because if she actually cared about her well-being and her standing in WWE, she would not have allowed him to do this. This is fucking her up. If she still wants to be there, this guy's fucking shit up for her. So I don't know what's going on with that. Del Rio's got to watch his fucking mouth. That's not really professional. He could do whatever the fuck he wants. He's not there. He's not employed anymore. He could give two fucks. He's going to make his money regardless. He's still going to get booked anywhere he wants because he's you know, Alberto Del Rio. He's still a highly sought after name, but not really professional to go on Periscope in front of 30,000 fucking viewers and stream yourself drunk calling her boss a big-nosed pussy with a small penis. Not really what I do, bro, but that's apparently logical to Alberto El Patron. So there you go. I'm glad I got some of that audio in for you guys just in case you wanted to see him say it for real. But I don't know what's going on, man. It seems like this is a downward spiral. It seems like this is the final chapter of Paige in WWE. I would be shocked. I would be shocked if she comes back to television. I think there's still a place for her, but if they want to cut all ties with her after this, I don't blame them. I don't blame them. It looks like they want out, and if WWE is willing to do that for her, you know, they might say, listen, we don't need you anymore. Remember, they got this women's tournament coming up. They're going to have a plethora of women coming in. Paige might be an afterthought after this, and they might find her to be expendable. I don't fucking know. I don't know. So, that is the latest on Del Rio and Paige. Just another sad state of affairs for Del Rio and Miss Paige in the world of professional wrestling. Moving on here, let's see what else we got. We got news on Mauro. I want to go over this. Apparently, Mauro Ranallo, is he finished with WWE? Apparently, to some, he is. SmackDown Live's announcing crew has been without Mauro Ranallo for the past several weeks, and I miss him dearly. On SmackDown Live, Tom Phillips said that Mauro was missing the show due to snow. The second week, he said that Mauro was sick. The third week, there was no mention at all about Mauro and his status because he came out and it was revealed that he had a severe bout of depression. And they didn't want to really make his personal shit known on the air. That was reported by Dave Meltzer. What was reported also by Dave Meltzer was that JBL was probably a catalyst in all of that, and they didn't want to mention that with JBL being part of the announce team. Mauro missed WrestleMania 33, which I'm sad to see, and 2 nights after on SmackDown Live. Mauro is reportedly dealing with some health issues right now. Excuse me. That's what happens when I have coffee before I fucking hit record. Many fans have pointed out that Mauro has removed any mention from WWE in his Twitter bio. It now reads, quote, Showtime Boxing, at Rootin' Ranallo, Combat Sports Carousel, Mental Health Advocate, end quote. Some fans have also pointed out that he has unfollowed multiple WWE stars on Twitter and has deleted his comments about WrestleMania this past weekend. Mauro has also tweeted that he will be back to podcasting this week. And he says, with the new Karma 11 Media Lab studio set to open next week, at Bass Rootin' MMA, and I will be back in podcasting business with at Rootin' Ranallo. So that should be an interesting listen if you guys are fans of his podcast. We might get some answers as to what the hell's going on with Mauro Ranallo. This has all of Twitter speculating that he could be finished with the WWE. There is nothing official yet. So that is why this is tagged as merely a rumor for now. We obviously have to wait and see if Mauro or WWE comments on this situation. That would be sad if Mauro was done with the WWE. I figured WWE would give this time for him to get better and then bring him back when he's ready to come back. But he might not even want to come back. He might not even want to come back and work with the SmackDown announce team since JBL is there. And it's a sad fucking state that JBL could possibly have driven the best play-by-play man in the business away because he's a fucking asshole. And there's a reason why I'm so critical of JBL, and I'm glad the fucker blocked me on Twitter because he's a fucking asshole. JBL. Apparently, his bullying is worse than anybody originally thought. Over the years, most of us have heard JBL stories from wrestlers about his alleged backstage bullying. Good-natured ribs, pranks, it has a place in the wrestling business. It's not uncommon to see. But many people in the business have alleged that JBL would oftentimes take things too far. Dave Meltzer, who has covered the JBL Mauro Ranallo story in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, wrote the following on Friday on the Observer forums. And I quote from Meltzer, I have gotten texts and DMs as well as spoken personally to 15 different people, including Justin Roberts, who all contacted me after the article that I wrote. Justin was the only one without any interest in going back who would speak publicly. The rest were just thanking me because they went through the same thing. It's way worse and well known that I had imagined. Well, he misquoted himself there. It was a typo. It's way worse and well known than anybody had imagined. Only one of them knew Mauro, only their own experiences. End quote. Justin Roberts talked about alleged bullying from JBL in his new book. There was also a story about Joey Styles punching JBL after being picked on. The story was that JBL was knocked out, but the real story was that Styles sucker punched him. There was also the infamous incident from One Night Stand 2005. JBL took several shots at the Blue Meanie towards the end of the show, and it resulted in Meanie being bloodied and injured. WWE signed Meanie to a short-term deal after word got out that Meanie was considering taking legal action against JBL. Former SmackDown star Palmer Cannon quit the company in 2006 after alleged hazing from some of the veterans in the locker room. JBL was reportedly one of those people involved and led to Cannon almost getting into a physical confrontation with JBL. That was pretty much the end of Cannon's career in the wrestling business. If you guys want to find more JBL stories on YouTube, all you got to do is look up JBL bullying and a bunch of shit will pop up from several different people. Ivory is one of them. Rene Dupree. Mark Henry even shoots on JBL bullying him. Davari with a video on the nuclear heat Muhammad Hassan had with the WWE wrestlers, including JBL, all that stuff on YouTube. So if you guys want to go check that out, if you are curious. There is even more about this situation with JBL, and it comes from Justin Roberts. For many people connected to the WWE in recent years, the B in JBL might as well stand for bully. And with the former ring announcer Justin Roberts having recently suggested that JBL bullied him and SmackDown Live colleague Mauro Ranallo's absence from WWE programming, linked to previous remarks made by the announcer, the controversial JBL has taken to Twitter to comment on these accusations. Earlier this week, Justin Roberts was on Reddit and had an Ask Me Anything session. I wonder when Kevin Dunn does these Ask Me Anything sessions, how many people ask him about his teeth? You know, I take great care of my teeth. I have the best dental procedures ever, man. And I don't even have a dental license. You know? Anyway, we'll get to Kevin Dunn. But Roberts asked me, or not, he didn't ask me, but he promoted his new book, Best Seat in the House, Your Backstage Pass Through My WWE Journey, and answered various fan questions. In this session, Roberts alleged that former WWE World Heavyweight Champion turned announcer JBL bullied him as he and other veterans, including Orlando Jordan, I wouldn't consider him a veteran, but Orlando Jordan, Bob Holly allegedly terrorized and made life hell for Roberts and other WWE personnel. Roberts also answered a question from someone on Reddit who asked about how ribbing or playing practical jokes backstage works and could potentially be related to a bullying culture in the locker room. According to the ex-ring announcer, high-ranking WWE officials such as Vince McMahon and Executive Vice Presidents Kevin Dunn and Paul Triple H Levesque tend to turn a blind eye to such cruel pranks that may be interpreted as bullying. So they apparently want nothing to do with the bullying. I quote, "It's just the mentality there," says Roberts. "The higher-ups don't see it as bullying. They laugh it off and encourage it because they find it to be funny," end quote. Meanwhile, SmackDown Live announcer Mauro Ranallo has been another non-wrestler alleged to be a victim of JBL's bullying. Ranallo has missed the past few SmackDown episodes and WrestleMania 33 due to what has been reported as a flare-up of his bipolar disorder, and as Bleeding Cool News wrote, it may be related to the mean-spirited comments JBL made last month about Mauro's decision to take to social media and celebrate his Best Commentator award from Wrestling Observer newsletter. JBL, who prides himself on being old school about this business, was unhappy that Ranallo acknowledged the award because of an unwritten wrestling rule that says wrestlers who aren't John Cena aren't supposed to be mentioned awards, or aren't supposed to mention awards not given by WWE itself. So apparently to JBL, if it's not a WWE issued award or accolade, he should have not mentioned it on anywhere. Social media, on SmackDown Live, anywhere. And JBL takes personal offense to that. As for JBL's side of the story in this bullying matter, he finally broke his silence last night, tweeting podcast host Joe Cronin. There you go. He tweeted Joe Cronin, who asked him about the above allegations. As documented by WrestlingNews.co, JBL replied that he wasn't bullying Mauro Ranallo, but rather acting in character as SmackDown Live's heel announcer. And he says, and I quote, "No, Joe, and I won't. I shouldn't comment on internet stuff. I play a heel. I sincerely wish Mauro nothing but the absolute best." Bullshit. Find that to be bullshit, but it is what it is, man. I don't understand why everybody's coming out and saying the same thing about JBL. I mean, one person says it, it could be speculation, it could be a rumor, right? It could be somebody just fucking around and giving false news. But, I mean, if you have several people who worked in that locker room, who were employed with that company, who are no longer there, who are taking to fucking blank pages, writing about their experiences in WWE, why the fuck would they lie? You know? Usually when somebody sits down to write a book, they bare their soul. They want their experiences to be seen so that it might potentially help somebody who might end up being there, so that they know what to expect. I don't understand it. But in the report I just mentioned, JBL and Mauro Ranallo have long been feuding on air, with the former taking offense to the latter's frequent use of pop culture references and active enthusiastic nature on social media. This, however, has largely been assumed as a storyline element where the bad guy commentator is critical of the good guy commentator. JBL might be a heel commentator, but the difference is he does a shitty job at it, and you can't tell JBL from normal JBL that we see on fucking Fox News, because both of them are fucking pricks. Okay, you look at Corey Graves, and you see someone who is a great heel commentator, okay? He's a great heel commentator. He ribs into fucking Byron Saxton every fucking week. It's fucking hilarious. It's fucking hilarious. But you're not going to hear stories of Corey Graves bullying the rest of the fucking locker room. You know? You're not going to hear Corey Graves bullying Byron Saxton in the back, calling him a pretty face fucking goon, or someone who doesn't deserve to be sitting on the flagship show. That his fucking Bailey buddy shit is fucking absolutely cringe, and it makes me want to slice my fucking wrists every fucking time he opens his mouth. Come on, man. There's a difference between on-air and reality. The thing is here, we can't tell the JBL from on-air or in reality. And everybody's got the same fucking opinion of him in reality. And he sucks at what he does. He's absolutely fucking horrible at what he does. Why he's even sitting there, I don't understand. You look at this guy on that Rosenberg show. You know, bring it to the fucking table. I'd wish they'd bring JBL's fucking termination papers to the fucking table. Guy's a fucking idiot. I don't know if that's scripted or not. He's upset at Roman Reigns fans or Roman Reigns haters. You know, he gives you some political bullshit. This guy's nothing but a political fucking hack. You know? He's saying what he's got to say on there, and then you go on fucking on SmackDown Live and he's bullying Mauro Ranallo, right? If he was such a fucking heel commentator, why are you taking what the man says on his personal Twitter page and using it against him live on SmackDown? How is that being a heel commentator? To me, that's being a fucking dick. That has nothing to do with what's in the ring. Corey Graves never takes what Byron Saxton says on social media and fucking nails him for it mid-match. What the fuck does it have to do when Bayley's in the ring with fucking Charlotte? I don't understand it. No, but JBL is going to mention his pop culture references and his Wrestling Observer Radio Best Commentator Award in the middle of a Bray Wyatt vs. Randy Orton match on SmackDown Live. Yeah, some great storytelling there, JBL. You're really being a great heel commentator. What the fuck does it have to do with anything about what's happening in the ring? Of course, if you're Mauro Ranallo, you're going to take that as a personal attack. Anybody listening with a fucking brain is going to take that as a personal attack against another human being. He doesn't do that to fucking fuckface Phillips, right? He doesn't say anything like that to Phillips. He doesn't take what Phillips says on social media or wherever else, or an interview he did, or a fucking stupid question he asked in the past and bring it up on SmackDown Live. No, but Mauro Ranallo, he's hip and he's cool and he's in with the references, in with the times, and he's incorporating that and being sarcastic and witty and applying that to his craft and making it more entertaining for everybody. And God fucking Christ, if someone is acknowledged for their fucking great talent, I'm sorry, JBL, that Dave Meltzer didn't label you as a great commentator. I'm sorry, bro. Are you jealous? Are you salty? Are you salty? Go on Fox News and fucking cry about it. Get the fuck off television, please. This guy's a fucking asshole. What a fucking goon. Everybody's complaining about him, but yeah, it's nothing but internet drama and internet bullshit. And if one person said it, fine, but if 12 people come out and say it, and then Justin Roberts writes about it, and AJ Lee wrote about it, that there's, sexual discrimination in the back, and there's bullying in the back, and there's political garbage in the back. This is known shit. No, but JBL's coming out and telling Jay it's bullshit. I'm not gonna, feed the internet rumors. Yeah, you're not gonna feed the internet rumors, but you're over here answering Joe, right? You're not gonna feed the internet rumors, but you're gonna pick Joe, right? And you're gonna answer his fucking question when he answers you the hard-hitting question. Yeah, but you don't want to answer internet rumors, though, right? This guy's a fucking totally hypocritical of himself. What a fucking idiot. Anyway, regarding Justin Roberts' separate accusations of bullying, JBL tweeted that he's not the type to comment on internet rumors, but nonetheless denied pranking Roberts by taking his passport, as was suggested on this week's Reddit Ask Me Anything. But he also suggested that Roberts wasn't exactly the most popular guy in the locker room, though he did not elaborate on what supposedly made him so unlikable. Because there was nothing that made him unlikable. Justin Roberts was one of the nicest guys that me and Joe actually talked to at WrestleCon. He sat there and talked to Joe for a good 20 minutes. Of course this guy's liked. Everybody that I heard from on podcasts said Roberts was liked. Jim Ross had Justin Roberts on the podcast, on Ross Report. Nothing but great things to say about this guy. You gonna fucking tell JR he's a liar? Or he's bullshitting? And he's like, I won't answer net rumors, but I didn't take Justin Roberts' passport, he says. Could have been anyone. He was hated by the whole crew. He's an idiot, he says. So, that tweet generated a slew of replies from Twitter users, most of whom called JBL out for bullying and refused to believe that Justin Roberts was, as he claimed, an unlikable idiot backstage. He probably benched all of them. Just like how I'm benched. And yet, we've never heard anyone else having problems with Roberts, yet there are a ton of people who say that you are the bully, wrote one of these users in response to JBL. Listen, this guy is nothing but a fucking... I don't even know the word to use. I had it on the fucking tip of my tongue. This guy is clearly not what you need on SmackDown Live. He does a shitty fucking job. He can't tell a goddamn fucking story in the ring. He doesn't get any of the fucking talent over. I mean, for Christ's sakes, did you hear him? I watched the fucking WrestleMania pay-per-view back. He was fucking screaming and talking over Jim Ross. Jim Ross is there to call The Undertaker's last match, and you got fucking JBL talking over Jim Ross. Are you fucking out of your mind? And he normally did it to Mauro Ranallo. You remember that first episode of SmackDown Live? The first live SmackDown? All he did was scream over Mauro Ranallo. I'm like, I don't know who the lead commentator is here, but I clearly don't want to hear this fucking goon in the cowboy hat. Give me a fucking break, man. JBL is nothing but a detriment. That's the word. A detriment to SmackDown Live. Get him off that fucking show. Reshuffle the fucking announce team. I'll be okay with fucking Otunga and Phillips if you want. Get this clown off of there. Get him off of there. Seriously. Or move Byron Saxton to SmackDown and get fucking Michael Cole and JBL to do a two-man team. If you really need 3 on SmackDown, do Saxton, Phillips, and Otunga. That's it. What do you need JBL for? He's nothing but a fucking detriment to that entire brand. Nobody wants him. Nobody likes him. Nobody cares for him. Nobody gives a shit about his opinion. And his fucking mouth and his reputation and him being a fucking retard just cost the WWE possibly, we don't know yet, the best play-by-play man in the business. And if you don't like it, suck my dick, JBL, because you are fucking awful. You can't even fucking, Mauro Ranallo has more talent in his fucking pinky than he does you. Fuck out of here. Get the fuck off television. Clearly, your mind is skewed. Your mind is not for this business anymore. Go make some money and go golf in Bermuda, you fucking retard. There. Get it all off my chest. What a fucking buffoon. Where am I? But good on Joe. I didn't know that. I had no fucking service for 2 days, thanks to fucking AT&T. Go fuck yourself, AT&T. Had no service for 2 fucking days. I couldn't see anything while I'm fucking slaving away at work for 9 hours. You know, all the shit I had to catch up on. And 18 hours of missed fucking data. Good on Joe. I didn't know that. Moving on. What else do we got here? I don't even fucking know. Kofi Kingston, injured. What happened? This past week on Raw, the New Day held an open challenge for any tag team on Raw's roster to face them. Their open challenge was accepted by The Revival, who were making their debuts on the WWE main roster. The Revival would go on to win the ladder match in their not the ladder match, the match. I'm thinking about the fucking Hardys. The Revival would go on to win the match in their debut. Good. After they won, they proceeded to attack Kofi and injure his ankle. This didn't look like much at first glance, but it could have been WWE's way to write Kofi off of WWE television. Big E posted a photo on Twitter, which looks like Kofi is about to go in for surgery. The New Day are known for trolling, but it doesn't look like a coincidence that they ran an injury angle this week. And Big E posts a picture of Kofi in hospital attire, laying in a hospital bed with this, "Don't go into the light." So we'll have to wait and see if we hear more details on Kofi Kingston. The good news is, if Kofi is injured, the New Day will be able to continue with Big E and Xavier Woods as a 2-man team. That's all we know right now, but we don't know. We don't know. It could be a troll. It could be legit, but we'll see what happens. I honestly thought there was nothing to it. I thought the Revival just came out and did what they did. Shatter Machine, attack the guy's ankle. You know, storyline purposes, they take out one and then they make it a 2-on-2 situation, like the Revival usually does, man. Best tag team in the business. 2 NXT stars being discussed for the Superstar Shakeup. After WrestleMania 33, WWE fans saw a few NXT stars get called up to the main roster, and deservedly so. The Revival made their debuts on Monday. Ty Dillinger and Shinsuke Nakamura made their debuts on SmackDown Live. With the Superstar Shakeup coming this week, it appears as if we could be seeing a few more NXT stars join the fold. According to Dave Meltzer on the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, there are 2 names from NXT that are being heavily discussed for this Superstar Shakeup. First, the Drifter, Elias Sampson. Sampson recently lost a Loser Leaves NXT match to Cassius Ohno, you know, the guy who is a Harlem Globetrotters wannabe, with his horrible fucking theme song and his horrible in-ring gear. Holy shit. Please, dude, get some new music, and what is with the fucking basketball jersey? Jesus Christ. He is also being rumored, or also was rumored, is Sampson. He was rumored to be joining the main roster this past summer, but an injury stopped that from happening. The second name being discussed is Mr. Strippergram himself, Andrade Cien Almas, starring in Magic Mike 3 with Kevin Nash and his 4 blown quads. You know, Andrade Cien Almas, the guy that you call up when you're having a bachelorette party and you want him to pop out of the cake, that Andrade Cien Almas. Though I've been warming up to him a little bit as of late. Almas hasn't done too much so far in his NXT career, but he's very well respected for his work internationally as La Sombra. Don't be surprised if either one or two of these guys, both of them, get called up this week. I'll tell you what, man. I don't think Andrade is going to survive on the main roster. I really don't. He does come in at 215, so you could make a case for him going to 205 Live, but I think that would be a waste of his talent because just based on what I've seen in NXT, I'm not too familiar with his work as La Sombra, but what I've seen in NXT, he's probably one of the best workers in NXT. He might very well be one of the best workers in WWE. That's how good this guy is. Guy's fucking phenomenal. I see him being wasted on Monday Night Raw if he gets to Monday Night Raw. I could see him go to SmackDown Live. I think that could maybe work there. But I mean, to me, it's too soon. To me, it's too soon. He's still honing his craft about this heel gimmick that he's been on as of late. You know, still people aren't connecting with him. People don't connect with Cien Almas. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the theme music. I don't know if it's the gimmick. I mean, the gimmick isn't bad. He's a fucking pretty boy. He's a playboy. He's all about the girls, the women, the parties, the cockiness. He's fucking oozing prick. I like it. But it's not resonating with the audience. But when people see him in the ring, that's where they connect with him because they appreciate his fucking work. But that's only one aspect of being a great WWE superstar. You know, that's actually probably the least of the most important aspects, what you could do in the ring. You could get by without being that good in the ring. Several have. You know, the entrance, the theme, you connect as a personality with the audience. That's what's going to make you successful. You could always work on your in-ring skill. But if you don't have it, if you don't have that fucking it factor where people are going to be emotionally invested in you, you ain't going nowhere, man. You're not going nowhere. And right now, he hasn't done anything. But I would like to see him stay in NXT for just a little bit longer and hone his craft as a character. We know he can wrestle. I could easily see him wrestling for the NXT Championship. Easily. I think he would make a good opponent for Adam Cole when he comes in. I could see him and Drew Galloway doing some great shit. We'll see what happens, man. I would not call up Cien Almas. The Drifter, Elias Sampson, the thing with him is, he's very good in the ring. You know, the gimmick might not really catch on. It might look at first glance like it's a comedy fucking gimmick, something that's going to be a comedy thing on the main roster. But if you put him in the mid-card on SmackDown, I honestly think this guy could get over. He doesn't have bad mic skills. The gimmick isn't that bad. It's a modern take on, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say, you know, one of these musical characters like a Jeff Jarrett or Honky Tonk Man, something like that. But, you know, he's one of those rogue type characters that just fucking travels from town to town playing acoustic gigs, man. And he's a loner. And he's a rebel. And it comes off like that. And he's great in the ring. I really enjoy his work in the ring, man. He could be vicious. He could be brutal. I think he's got a decent enough promo. And he generates heat like a fucking volcano. Guy is a heat magnet, man. That's somebody that would connect with the crowd in a genuine way. People would genuinely hate this guy because of who he is and what the character is and portrays. I think he would be great on SmackDown. Both of these guys, if they were to go anywhere, would go to SmackDown. To me, in my opinion. If I was to call one or the other up right now, I would probably call up Elias Sampson, being that I think more people would connect with his character over Andrade Cien Almas. Andrade Cien Almas is clearly ready in ring style for the main roster, no question. I just don't think, I do not think he's going to resonate with that audience. And you know how brutal those audiences can be when you're fucking roaming on into fucking Alabama and fucking, you know, some rural town where they got fucking bumblefuck child A and child B, watching the audience. Oh, Daddy, who is this? And then the fucking father's like, oh, I don't know, son, but he's from that TXN promotion. Whatever, man. You guys get my point. Samson, I think, would be the better choice here out of the two. If I was to choose one, definitely Samson. I would keep Andrade Cien Almas in NXT to work on his character development and honing the crowd and getting the crowd to emotionally invest in him. That's what I got to say about that. Ric Flair. Apparently Ric Flair is done with podcasting. Great. Someone now I can take the spot of on Podcast One if there's an open spot. I'm going to try and get on Podcast One, man. I think I'm going to leave you guys a questionnaire to Podcast One. I think they're taking recommendations for new shows. I think Off the Script is ready for Podcast One, man. I think so. Matt Stryker. One of my favorite commentators in the business behind Mauro. I even told him that at WrestleCon. He hosted the WrestleCon kickoff Q&A last Friday in Orlando with Ric Flair, Sting, and Jim Ross, taking questions from fans. Flair talked about why he is out of the podcast business. Basically, he said that he is done with his podcast because he couldn't be objective. I wonder why. Because you're a WWE employee, Mr. Flair. That is why. You can say whatever the fuck you want about anybody who is not in the WWE, but if you're going to be objective, especially when it comes to your daughter and people who you deem non-main event worthy for WrestleMania, you might get yourself into some hot water, bro. Flair was set to relaunch this podcast back in February with MLB NHL Network with host Robert Flores, but those plans were dropped. Flores and Flair are longtime friends. Last year, Flair said that he took heat from WWE when he talked about Finn Balor being too small to be a main eventer. There was also heat when he addressed the angle that referenced Reed Flair. Rick was clearly not happy with the angle and talked about it on his podcast, but the Balor comments drew the most heat, so that's why he is out of the podcast business. Finn Balor is in the main event of Monday Night Raw, Flair. You're not going to talk about one of Triple H's boys that way, especially if he is on the higher rung of WWE's ladder. So, there you go. If this was Finn Balor in New Japan, you could say whatever the fuck you want about him. If he's not contracted to WWE, you could say whatever the fuck you want about him. You want to fucking talk about Ricochet and Will Ospreay and all these other fucking guys who are spot monkeys and all these flips and fucking backflips and fucking acrobatics. It's not really wrestling. How are they telling a story? By all means, bro, have a blast. Though I love fucking Ricochet, man. I think he's phenomenal. I think if there's somebody that WWE needs to look at, it's Ricochet, if you ask me. But Ricochet might want to do what he's got to do in New Japan first before he moves on to grander things in NXT and WWE, which is not the cruiserweight division, by the way. I could see Ricochet easily being a top guy in WWE. But you can't say that type of shit, man, with contracted workers. You work for the WWE. Your fucking daughter is God's gift to WWE over here. She can't do no wrong. And then clearly, a lot of people had a problem with that Reed Flair thing, which I don't blame him on that. That was his fucking son. Why the fuck does he want that mentioned? But I'm assuming that Ric Flair had to give the okay for that, or Charlotte gave the okay for that thing to air, because I'm sure they told her what she was going to be doing. She said okay. Maybe Ric Flair didn't know about it. I don't know. I doubt it. Maybe his daughter told him. I don't know. But I wouldn't zing him on that. That's his son. So I wouldn't hold him against that. But the Finn Balor thing, yeah, you've gone too far with that, man. You can't be saying that type of stuff with contracted workers in the company when you are there. And Charlotte, your daughter, is the best thing since sliced bread for the women's division, right? Everybody giving her accolades and the greatest women champion of all time and the greatest woman to ever step foot in the ring already. How old is she? 24? And Ric Flair probably did a good thing by backing away, man, because he's got a loud mouth and he can go off the chain at any given moment and say whatever the fuck he wants. Something might end up in hot water, or he might get his daughter in trouble, and they might associate Charlotte with his actions, and he doesn't want to jeopardize Charlotte and her standing within WWE. So it's probably best right now that he stays away from podcasting. It's always something he can go back to. It's not like he can't do podcasting anymore. So I think it's good that Ric Flair backed away from podcasting. Just keep Charlotte in mind and don't jeopardize her by what you could potentially let slip out of your mouth. I think it's a good thing. Stone Cold Steve Austin is no longer working with the WWE. Stone Cold Steve Austin podcast special on the WWE Network, which were some of my favorite things on the network, they're done. At least for now. Dave Meltzer noted this week that Austin's contract to produce the podcast specials has expired. The initial shows were some of the highest rated shows on the network, so it seems to me like it would make sense for WWE to keep Stone Cold Steve Austin. The reviews from Austin's podcast with Dean Ambrose were not good, but most of the reaction online that people saw were negative on Ambrose and not Austin, because Ambrose came off as like very standoffish. He didn't want to really answer Stone Cold's questions, and you know how Stone Cold could get when he's drilling you about something. He goes direct. He's not going to pussyfoot around the fucking question. He's going to ask you something, answer the fucking question. You know, Ambrose was very reserved. He didn't want to really open that door to his personal life for whatever reason. Ambrose said what he said about certain topics, and he took offense to what Austin said about, him, grabbing the fucking, the brass ring and fucking doing what you got to do. Show people what you're made of and this and that. Whatever the fuck he said. It was in that podcast, and it just came off bad. It was like Stone Cold kind of ridiculed or mocked Dean Ambrose for not being a legit guy and that he could be more than what he's doing now. But you can't really tell that to Dean Ambrose. These guys know that Dean Ambrose and guys in WWE now, they're all handcuffed. How are you going to tell Dean Ambrose to fucking do what you're capable of doing? He wants to. He can't do it because of how scripted the fucking environment is in WWE. Austin was one of the 5 names that Diamond Dallas Page was considering to induct him into the Hall of Fame. The names on his list were Dusty Rhodes. Obviously, that wasn't going to happen. Jake Roberts, Scott Hall, Eric Bischoff, and Mick Foley. Eric Bischoff was the one to induct DDP. Jake Roberts has said that WWE did not want him to induct DDP because of his raspy voice. That's fucked up. Bischoff and Page have not been as close in recent years, and WrestleMania weekend was the first time they've seen each other in many years. Kurt Angle also said that he wanted Austin to induct him in the Hall of Fame, but the decision was made to go with John Cena. So I guess there you go. Being that Austin is not really working with WWE anymore, they turned Austin away for John Cena. Whatever the case may be, a lot of people were very pleased with Kurt Angle's Hall of Fame speech. It should be noted that Austin told people last year that he had no plans to appear at WrestleMania 33, so even if he was under a deal, it would not have been a lock to get him in this year's Mania for 33. In recent years, he has been very selective with his WWE appearances. So, whatever the case, man, it's not like Steve Austin's going to go work for fucking TNA. He's always going to be WWE alum. He's going to do his own thing. Broken Skull Ranch, the fucking Stone Cold IPA, his reality show, right, and his podcast. Stone Cold is fine. He doesn't need WWE right now. When WWE needs Austin, they might bring him something. If he likes it, okay, let's do it. If not, he's not going to be out of work, man. There's always going to be something for Stone Cold Steve Austin to do, and he's perfectly fine. So I'm just disappointed that the podcast specials, which I enjoyed very much, they're not on the network anymore, man. There's not any new episodes of the Stone Cold podcast coming to the WWE network, and those were great. Following Raw or a pay-per-view, and you got some hard-hitting questions with some talent that we like on the main roster right now, like Styles and Paige was on there, Lesnar was on there, Vince McMahon was even on there. I was hearing rumors that The Undertaker was going to be on one of those things, but that never came to be. Being that The Undertaker's now retired, and once he gets himself back in good health, we might be seeing The Undertaker be doing some of these podcasts, man. So, going to be very interesting to see what's going on. And I'm sure Stone Cold or Jim Ross is definitely going to be at the top of Mark Calloway's list. Moving on here. Justin Roberts, again, goes off on Kevin Dunn. Says that he wasn't treated well when he was there. Again, with the Reddit Ask Me Anything, he answered a wider range of questions on his WWE run in 2002. During the Q&A, he was asked about Kevin Dunn. He said that Dunn sits on his headset during the show and berates everyone. He noted that Dunn talks down to everyone and is very negative. He's very high-strung, and Kevin Dunn is downright heartless. He said that he is thankful that Dunn hired him, but noted that he is not a good person in a company full of great people. When he was asked if the reason why he was released from WWE was because he flipped off Michael Cole at ringside, he said that is not true at all, and that there was never any interaction between him and Michael Cole that night. He said that there were times on other nights where they would talk, but didn't really interact because Cole was on the headsets. And I quote, "But the funny part is, he was the one who released me. And when he did, there was no anger whatsoever, no bad feelings whatsoever between us at all." When asked about possibly returning to the company, he said no, and that he's happy with everything that he did in the company as he had an awesome run. "I wasn't treated well when I was there, and I wouldn't want to go through that again. I was treated awesome by coworkers, but I wouldn't want to go through that experience with upper management again." So, Kevin Dunn, the negative and high-strung, heartless Kevin Dunn. You know, that's why, Justin Roberts, he didn't buy me an anniversary gift. I asked for toothpaste, and he didn't get me anything. He got me a bottle of wine, and I'm like, no, man, I want a toothbrush and toothpaste. Whatever, man. All in all, Kevin Dunn is a very negative, high-strung, heartless fucking asshole. And that is from the words and the mouth of Justin Roberts. Bro, Vince Russo, bro, says wrestling marks, dirt sheets, and writers are homosexuals, bro. Vince Russo is not a fan of hardcore wrestling fans and wrestling reporters, a.k.a. marks, as he calls them. Is this an episode of drama? I feel there's so much drama on this show. Where's the this? I swear to God, people, there's literally no news. I reported most of the news yesterday. It's the fucking Superstar shakeup, which an off-the-script extra is coming this weekend. I have detailed specifics, exclusive specifics about who is switching brands. You're not going to want to miss it. I'm letting you know right now. I'm throwing that nugget out there. Marks, as he calls them, and he lets his listeners know on his latest podcast, he ripped on marks that have podcasts or dirt sheets. He claimed that he would castrate these morons. He said, none of these people, none of these people, bro, have ever spent a day in the wrestling business, bro. He went on to rip people like Dave Meltzer, Ryan Satin, Mike Johnson, and Wade Keller. Russo invited listeners to look up photos of Meltzer, Dave Scherer, and Mike Johnson and said that they look like losers, bro. He went on and talked about their reactions to other men, bro. He talked about the fan reaction to Roman Reigns on last week's Raw. He later added, I'm not whacking myself off when Buster Posey steps up to the plate, bro. He added, it's not a normal reaction, bro, for men to react to other men in that way, bro. I have come to the conclusion, bro. Now listen, bro. If you are not of the NXT crowd, bro, or This Is Awesome crowd, bro, or the Full Sail crowd, bro, the people that were there in Orlando, you fall in these three categories, bro. You are either A homosexual, bro. You either like men. For you to react to the wrestlers this way, bro, you either A, like men, B, either are not homosexual but have homosexual tendencies, or C, bro. Now listen closely, bro. This is an important one. You're either in the closet, bro. It's simple. It's that simple, bro. Because men do not react to other men that way, bro. I'm not sure what being heterosexual or homosexual has to do with being a passionate wrestling fan, bro, or a wrestling news reporter. But these marks are attracted to other men, bro. Immediately after that rant, he did a plug for TrueCar. Something tells me that his sponsors, TrueCar and Casper Mattresses, will not be happy about that rant. I highly doubt Podcast One would condone the things said on Russo's podcast. I don't think Russo realizes that a large percentage of the people in the wrestling business talk to people like Dave Meltzer and Ryan Satin, so there is substance behind what they report on. Ryan Satin goes on Twitter and says, sure, Russo's advertisers at TrueCar and Casper love knowing they're paying him to say stuff like he said on his show at Podcast One. And then people are tweeting, very down to let at TrueCar and Casper know they are providing homophobia to the masses. Russo doesn't even deserve a platform for this nonsense. And then Ryan Satin replies, I'm sure that they have no idea, to be honest. Hope people let them know. It's crazy that these respectable companies finance this. So then his partner, Jeff Lane, tweets Ryan Satin, yet you retweet your girlfriend bragging and claiming that Harvey Levin TMZ committed age discrimination. Hashtag SMH. And then Ryan Satin fires back at Jeff Lane. Feel free to let my sponsors know, just like people are going to do with all of yours today. So they were going back and forth on Twitter today. Like, it's drama alert, man. This is drama alert. This is a drama alert edition of fucking Off the Script. Unbelievable. So, bro, you're either a homosexual, bro. You either like men. You're either not homosexual, but you either have homosexual tendencies, or C, you're in the closet, bro. That's all. That's it. That's all there is to it. So, Vince Russo getting himself into trouble, as always. I don't know, man. Vince Russo's got to calm it down a little bit. We can all have fun on our shows, but once you start talking about that shit, you're going to get zinged for that shit, man. You can't say that type of shit in today's world, man. People are fucking pussies. They're fucking super sensitive. You mention anything about fucking gay rights and homophobia and fucking women's rights and all this other shit, politics, religion, forget about it, man. People will be at your doorstep before you even blink. Don't even bother with it. It's not even important. Worry about your business. Worry about the genre and the industry that you are in podcasting for. And don't talk about anybody in that light. Especially calling them gay or homophobes or homosexual. It's not right, dude. It's not right. So Vince Russo might have cost himself some big sponsors there. But Podcast One. Looking for a new podcast, bro. Right here. Tweet them. At Podcast One. Get off the script on the platform. Seriously. We'll do something about that. I'll tweet something out. Moving on, man. How many more stories we got? How many more stories do I got for tomorrow? Let me see what is going on here. I don't even know. I got a Dean Ambrose story for tomorrow. WrestleMania becoming a 2-night event. Kurt Angle versus Triple H might headline WrestleMania 34. Dave Meltzer was heard talking about that. So that's going to be lined up for tomorrow if I can find any other nuggets of information. But we got this one here. We're going to end with this one here. SummerSlam main event plans for the Universal Championship on Monday Night Raw. With WrestleMania now in the rear view mirror, the next major pay-per-view on the WWE schedule is SummerSlam. Granted, there are still 6 pay-per-views before the big summertime show, but it won't be until SummerSlam that we see a dual-branded event with a card being made up of superstars from both Raw and SmackDown Live. When the brand split was brought back, the company's goal was to have cross-promotional matches on all of the big 4 pay-per-views. I don't know if that's going to work, how you're going to do that. It wasn't laid out from the beginning, so I don't think they should go with it now. Because then you're going to have wrestlers from Raw on SmackDown and wrestlers from SmackDown on Raw. It could become a mess. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think they should just stick to their individual brands. But don't make it 7 hours long, please. Please, WWE, 4 hours tops. Not everybody needs to be on SummerSlam. Okay? They were successful in that plan during the 2016 editions of SummerSlam and Survivor Series and the Royal Rumble, which makes it easy to accomplish. But outside of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, every match, storyline at WrestleMania was brand exclusive. One of the 6 shows before SummerSlam will be Money in the Bank, a popular event that many thought would be cross-promotional this year, but it will be exclusive to SmackDown. I honestly thought that Money in the Bank was going to be cross-promotional. I would not have Money in the Bank be its own pay-per-view for an exclusive brand. I would get rid of the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, scrap the idea, and make Money in the Bank cross-promotional at WrestleMania. You could easily do something that's a little bit more lucrative and a little bit more prestigious. You bring back the fucking King of the Ring, and you make that a cross-promotional pay-per-view. And you make that a bridge between that and SummerSlam. Easy. And the winner of the King of the Ring would be whatever brand it's on. He is the number one contender for his brand's World Championship. Easy. You already have something planned right there. I mean, how fucking simple can it be? But who the fuck am I? You know, I'm some fucking asshole on YouTube who thinks he knows it all. But I'm sure you guys would agree with me. Money in the Bank should not be a single branded pay-per-view for SmackDown. It should not. It should be at WrestleMania. It should be cross-promotional. And it should have featured both Raw and SmackDown superstars. And the way you gain entry into Money in the Bank is you qualify. You're not going to pick fucking people out of a hat. You're not going to have Kevin Dunn's fucking teeth signal radar as to who they want in the fucking Battle Royal or the ladder match, rather, you know? But I would have King of the Ring come back, man. I really would. That's what I would do. What is Money in the Bank in June? King of the Ring easily fits right into the June slot. But that's just me, man. Who the fuck am I? The cross-branded action at Survivor Series, of course, came during the traditional elimination match between Team Raw and Team SmackDown, which was definitely one of the best matches of 2016. I love that match. That match was fucking great. So, the lone interpromotional singles match since the brand extension came in the main event of SummerSlam between Brock Lesnar and Randy Orton, but we all know that was done to hype up, I guess, Brock Lesnar in UFC 200. That's what that was, you know? They wanted to promote Brock Lesnar in the main event, and they used UFC 200 as a platform, so they figured, you know what, we haven't done this match, let's put him against Randy Orton. I figured we could have had a better opponent than Randy Orton. Absolutely nothing came from that match. But that's WWE for you. That is WWE. Their showdown was billed as 15 years in the making, ended in controversy, and was designed to plant seeds for WrestleMania feud between Brock Lesnar and Shane McMahon, which clearly was scrapped. As we come to find out, Goldberg would return to the WWE in the interim, and his extension through the beginning of April scrapped any Shane Lesnar plans. Lesnar was reported to say he didn't want the match with Shane, and he wanted to work with Goldberg instead. So all plans with Shane McMahon were scrapped, and Shane went on to fight AJ Styles in the best match of WrestleMania 33. Brock went from his TKO victory over Randy Orton at SummerSlam to to a shocking loss, rather, to Goldberg at Survivor Series. Goldberg would also eliminate Brock Lesnar during the Royal Rumble, seemingly getting the upper hand at every turn until dropping his Universal title to Brock at WrestleMania. Lesnar and Paul Heyman were on Raw to celebrate their conquering of Goldberg, but also to look ahead at the next challenge. And despite teases both directly and indirectly to Roman and directly to Braun Strowman, we reported earlier in the week that Brock is not scheduled to be at Payback. I discussed this already. I actually did it yesterday. I did it yesterday and off the script when we went over the rumored card for Payback 2017. Looking pretty good. Probably looking like the best card that Raw has put on since the brand extension by far. No question. That will leave the main event slot open for the April 30th show and another pay-per-view without the brand's top title appearing. Similar to Lesnar's last reign. Next week's Superstar Shakeup really does cast a cloud of uncertainty over much of the company's creative plans, as Vince McMahon and his team have been known to make last-minute changes, many of them. And I'm also hearing that this was a last-minute plan. This actually wasn't devised until Monday afternoon. And I'm talking about the Superstar Shakeup. So Vince McMahon threw this upon everybody right after WrestleMania. Great way, huh? Great job to have, in WWE, being a creative writer, right? With this fucking lunatic roaming around. Can you imagine coming out of WrestleMania, everybody's fucking exhausted, and then Vince McMahon, yeah, Superstar Shakeup. We got to figure out who's going where and this and that. Come on, man. They're probably all fried right now. Fried like an egg on a 100-degree day here in New York City on the concrete, man. The Superstar Shakeup casts a cloud of uncertainty over much of the company's creative plans. Vince is known to make last-minute changes. The plan as of now, more than 4 months away from SummerSlam, is to have AJ Styles. I keep hearing this. I don't think this is the right move. AJ Styles to move over to Raw and Roman Reigns face Braun Strowman at Payback, presumably in the main event spot. It's unclear who Styles will work with right away once he comes over to Raw, but WWE officials have penciled in Braun Strowman as Brock Lesnar's first challenger for the Universal Championship, which I don't think is a good idea at all right now. I mean, unless you're going to have Braun Strowman beat Brock Lesnar, what is the fucking point? Hasn't Braun Strowman gone through enough? Losing to Roman Reigns at Fastlane, getting eliminated in 5 minutes in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, having Rob Gronkowski have a bigger main event or WrestleMania moment rather than Braun Strowman, right? Backing away from The Undertaker during the whole Undertaker-Roman build, and then walking away from Brock Lesnar on Monday Night Raw without really anything there but a simple tease. It's like Braun Strowman's backing away from everybody, dude. This is a fucking monster among men. I don't think monsters are supposed to back away. Monsters are supposed to fucking go in and fight. They're supposed to cause carnage. And if you're going to have Braun Strowman and Brock Lesnar, clearly the match is intriguing. Clearly it's a legit match that has must-see written all over it. I'm no dummy. But if the idea is not for Braun Strowman to beat Lesnar for the title, to me, it looks like WWE's backing themselves in a corner, and Braun Strowman's going to be left with the short end of the stick again. It makes no sense. So, once again, you're setting up Strowman for, yes, a colossal match that everybody I'm sure wants to see, an intriguing match, a superstar match, a legit fight, but what's the outcome going to be? If Braun Strowman doesn't take the title off Lesnar, it makes him look weak. If Lesnar, beats Strowman clean, what is that going to do for Braun Strowman? He ain't a monster no more, man. If the monster among men cannot handle the beast, he ain't no fucking monster. And he should not be billed as such anymore. That's why this match doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think Braun Strowman is ready, even this year, for a world championship. I don't. Now, if WWE wanted to do something in shocking fashion on Monday Night Raw, you could have had an impromptu title match. Lesnar should have dropped the title on Monday Night Raw in an impromptu match, and Braun Strowman should be your Universal Champion right now. And then you can build accordingly. At least the title would have been on television, and maybe you could have got it on Roman, sooner than they wanted. I don't want it at all, but I would rather see Roman take the title of Braun than Roman take the title of Lesnar, because they're building to it. It's coming. I'm also hearing rumors of WWE, what we want to see most at WrestleMania. Cena versus Roman Reigns. If you want anybody in that arena, you will not book that match. Because I think people would actually fucking boycott that shit. Awful. And that would be a boring fucking main event. That's got Rock Cena written all over it. Garbage. I think they backed themselves into a corner here. If Braun Strowman is not slated to win the title, there's no reason to book him in a title match. It's not his time. It's not the right situation right now. Because you're doing a disservice to Braun Strowman. Seriously. The way I do it is Samoa Joe. You book Samoa Joe versus Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. And you book that match with the intent of putting Samoa Joe over and him being the new legit monster. And you book however you want. You could do whatever the fuck you want. Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles, if he comes over to Monday Night Raw, there you go. There's your WrestleMania main event. Or you want to have Finn Balor chase the title, Finn Balor versus Samoa Joe in the main event of WrestleMania. There you go. That's what I would do. I think Samoa Joe is slated to be the best option here to take the belt off of Lesnar. I just don't see WWE having any good plans that will really pan out to be good plans if Lesnar is holding the title and you're going to put him against Joe and you're going to put him against Strowman. Because the outcomes are not going to be the desired ones. And it's the same fucking bullshit. You are miscasting people because this underlying thing all revolves around Roman Reigns. How can we get Lesnar to be built up so strong so that he goes up against Roman at WrestleMania 34, because you know, Roman beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. Lesnar beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. These two have something in common. Who's the man that owns the yard? Give me a fucking break. I see it right now. I see it right now. Who is really the big dog? You know? Give me a fucking break. Absolutely fucking cringe. Samoa Joe is the man. I don't care what anybody says. Joe Lesnar should be main eventing SummerSlam. I wouldn't even move AJ Styles over to Monday Night Raw, because that's just fucking trolling everybody. You're going to bring Nakamura up to SmackDown, and then you're going to take the one match away from us that we all want for the WWE Championship, which should really be headlining WrestleMania next year, because these guys ain't getting any younger, and an injury can happen at any time, especially with the way both of those guys wrestle. Come on, man. Seriously, do the right thing, please. I know they won't. It is unclear who Styles will work with right away, but Lesnar and Strowman right now is penciled in. It could always be erased. As noted, Lesnar did not work several pay-per-views the last time he was champion on Monday Night Raw. So if he skips the next 3 Raw-only events, then he'll be defending the title against Strowman at SummerSlam. If officials sense any hint of backlash at that idea, they don't necessarily have to scrap it all together, but they'll be afforded the opportunity to slide it down the SummerSlam card. Lesnar Strowman without the title on the line sounds a lot better to me than Lesnar and Strowman with the title on the line. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like WWE has shot themselves in the foot with that one. It's not the right outcome. There's nothing right that could come out of that that's going to benefit Strowman. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. That's why I think Lesnar and Joe should be the match. You have Joe take the title off of Lesnar, and that's it. Strowman could do something else. Give him the U.S. title, put him in a fucking a feud with Samoa Joe in the meantime. I don't know. You got something to do with him. Be creative. Guys come a long way. But if WWE senses any backlash at that, they will move the match down the card. As mentioned, SummerSlam is a dual-branded show, so they'll have the luxury of relying on the WWE Championship match to headline the event if they feel Strowman Lesnar is not worthy of the spot. I don't think it's worthy of the spot, period. It shouldn't even be happening. If Lesnar does work a show before SummerSlam, he will still be expected to face Strowman. But then it would take Braun out of the championship picture for SummerSlam. Instead, AJ Styles, if drafted to Raw or traded to Raw, could be used instead, and he could be paired with Brock Lesnar. No question, a main event that would certainly have fans excited for SummerSlam. AJ versus Brock Lesnar? I mean, I don't see that being good for AJ either. Unless you're going to have AJ beat Brock Lesnar. But I don't see that happening because Roman Reigns is always in the rearview mirror, man. This is not good for anybody. It's not good for AJ. It's not good for Braun. Why don't you just give us the Roman Reigns match and get it out of the fucking way already? Just do it. Just do it. Please. Because that's all. This is where it's leading to. So you might as well fucking get it out of the way now. Unless things change, we do not know. That SummerSlam will not feature a match between Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Like I said, that match is being planned for WrestleMania as of now, with Brock expected to carry the title into Mania 34. Regardless if Lesnar faces Strowman or Styles at SummerSlam or even Reigns, he's going to be champion 8 months later at WrestleMania 34. He could always drop it to one of them and then would regain it later on in the year or early 2018 before fighting Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34. Seems like a lose-lose situation in every sense of the word. Just get it out of the way. Seriously, just get it out of the way. Just do Lesnar Reigns at SummerSlam and do what you want to do and book us something else for WrestleMania, please. That way it would free Lesnar up for Joe. It would free Lesnar up for Strowman. If you guys wanted to do those matches, maybe AJ, if he moves to Raw, he could be the one to challenge Roman Reigns for the title. I don't know. But it looks like WWE is one big clusterfuck right now, and they don't have a goddamn fucking clue as to what they want to do. And that's all I got for part 2 of Off the Script. Thank you guys so much, man. Check out the description for everything that you guys need down below. Barbershop window, barbershopwindow.com/off-the-script, barbershopwindow.com to be exact, /off-the-script, audibletrial.com/off-the-script, patreon.com/JD from NY206, and check out all the videos that you might have missed on the channel right now, including yesterday's Off the Script, where we go over perfectly and brilliantly the WWE Superstar Shakeup. Thank you guys so much for everything, man. I will be back with part 3 tomorrow. Headline, Kurt Angle, Triple H, WrestleMania 34. Multiple ways WWE could go about it. We'll talk about it tomorrow on part 3 of Off the Script. Until then, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you have not done so yet. I am JD. I'm going to relax. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you right back here on Sunday morning for Off the Script. I'll talk to you later.